Hello everyone, this is Matthew Silpot and welcome once more to this channel where we are doing music education, music lessons, things to make your life better for music and all of these nice things. And today we are going to be talking about analyzing a music score. Now, when it comes to analysis, a lot of people, well, students especially, um, get into freeze mode. And that's not the point of analyzing a score. Analyzing a score is to help you understand what the meaning is behind it, what's the story, and also helps you in terms of performance or making it better if you're communicating on behalf of the composer. So think about analyzing a music score as a chance to show what you got. So I have some pointers here. So when you're looking at an analysis, be not afraid to do that. Look at it as a chance to flex your music analytical muscles. Um, take your time, and go through, and you also can review what you've done, and that is recommended actually. And then you probably can ask yourself at the end of it, how did you do based on your context of learning, based on the information that you would have shared, and all of that. So, some tips in mind. Now, when we're analyzing a score, the elements of music come into play, and we use the elements for almost everything. Well, everything in music, but they will play a big role when you're coming to analyzing a score, right? So you may be familiar with these things. We're talking about tempo, or let's talk about expressive qualities, which is the big thing, big circle. And around your expressive qualities, you may have to deal with tempo, timbre, dynamics. And if we're dealing with harmonies, we're looking at chords, we're looking at ostinatos, we're looking at drones. If we're looking at the melody, we're thinking about pitch, so it's high or low, up or down or the same. We're looking at steps or skips. We're looking at the tonality, if it's major or minor. And if we're looking at rhythm, we're looking at duration, so long and short notes, the beat patterns, the beat groupings, and we're also looking at form. So form has to do with the sections of the phrases, if it's in binary or ternary or AB or ABA, a rondo, and if it's column and response. So all of these things combined will help you to get the information that you need, or help you get the information that is being asked of you on the questions or on paper. So we're going to look at a simple score, and we're going to kind of take it apart a little bit and some things to note. All right, so this piece is called Song of the Sea, and it's by Don Muro, and from a bigger work which is called Yellow Belt. So right off the bat, we have some information there. I'm gonna give you a minute, a couple of seconds to kind of browse through, and then we can point out some things in terms of what we're looking at and what we should be analyzing. All right, so a couple of things with this particular score is that, did you notice the moderato sign, or moderato, which is a performance direction, and it's indicating that the piece is played moderately. You notice the key signature. Did you notice the time signature? Did you also notice the dynamic marking? Did you notice the repeat sign? Did you notice DC al fine, which is another performance direction? So DC al fine means da capo al fine, which means going from the beginning to the sign fine. So in essence, what this is saying is that when you came to the end of this piece, you are to go back to the start, and then where it says fine, that's where you end the piece. Did you also notice some breath marks? Yeah. So from the looks of this, what instrument do you think this is for? Or what category of instrument is this for? Some people may say from the wind section, or you can say it's from the aerophone section. You're totally right. So the giveaway is the breath mark. So it indicates that you take a breath there. And if you notice, there are a couple spots where that is evident. And that's pretty much the analysis of this. This clearly tells you a feel of the piece, how it should be played, what performance direction it is in, what the form is, how the sections are divided, and so on and so forth. This is a very simple score and a good one to get you started with your analysis. Now here's another example of a score. This is actually an excerpt, and from the looks of things, this looks like a melodic instrument and a piano accompaniment. Now, a lot of music excerpts are accompanied by audio samples, and so you'll get to hear what it sounds like, but you can still analyze without the audio. You can still look for things that would be of note to help you to understand the music. So we're looking for things that stand out. So immediately you notice a lot of accidentals in the melodic instrument. So there's G sharp, there's F sharp, and there's a G natural again, and then we're looking at A flat. And of course, the key signature is indicating that it's either C or A minor, and that C major or A minor, sorry, but that perhaps is not the case. It's a total different key, and that happens. There might be an indication that there is a key, but the notes and the progressions tell differently. So if we look at the piano part, we're looking at the left hand, we're looking at B, we're seeing a G sharp, and we're also seeing an E, right? And then we're seeing a B flat chord in the right. So this looks like a minor key. Actually, it does look like G minor because of the leading tone, that F sharp going to the G minor, and it actually ends on a G minor chord based on the passage. We're also noticing ties. We're also noticing slurs, and ties are different from slurs. We also notice a triplet there, and there is also a language. So this actually looks like it's a voice part, with the lyric being the giveaway. Look like a treble voice, perhaps a soprano or an alto, and that is being accompanied by a piano. So this is a short excerpt and a different side of analysis. And what you can do is that you can take your own music that you are working on, get a pencil, go through, note things that are of worth, know about your piece in its entirety, know the background about the piece, know what's the instrumentation, if there's text Is it English? What is the text saying? And all of these things. And you can get on your way. So do your own practice with all of your pieces that you're working on. Go through the scores. Make sure you understand what is happening throughout. So some of the goals that you perhaps want to take into consideration in analyzing, you want to look for your key signature, you want to look for your time signature, you want to look for any accidentals that may be present, you want to look for form, if it's showing how the sections are set up. You want to look at the melody, how it's moving, if you have anything that is out of the norm, or you take note of that. You look at the rhythm, if the rhythm changes, if the meter changes, and if there are any special directions. So you can use those as your guide in analyzing scores, right? So you can use these tools and use this guide from the elements of music to help you in terms of getting the information once more. So use this with other scores that you may have working with and test yourself, see how you'll do. Alright, so see you next time on Some Music Matters. Wow, good.